to probably provide all the services they need. So it just goes on and on.
Nurses often see users who are also suffering from another problem, mental illness.
You often see what we call dual diagnosis people here, and it might be even triple diagnosis. There are people that have mental illness that use drugs and alcohol to treat their mental illness on the street. A lot of those medicines don't make people that have mental illness feel well. They cause incredible psychiatric-like symptoms. Then you don't know if you have the chicken or the egg. You don't know if the person was mentally ill and they use the methamphetamine to make them feel better, or the other way around.
Mental illness and drugs. It's a combination that makes life extremely difficult for officers and those suffering a damaging and debilitating affliction.
What did I do to get in trouble this time? I'm sleeping.
Sleeping. You gotta quit running in and out of buildings, scaring people.
Too violent for the local hospital to cope with. An aggressive meth user is brought into the Portland County Detention Center.
You'll get your shirts back. We're gonna walk you over here. We'll just have you sit down for a minute. Hey, just for a minute.
I don't want to sit down here for a minute. I'm trying to up in there.
Go ahead and have a seat.
Their psych ward called me and told me to come get him because they couldn't handle it. He was being like this, so uncontrollable that they couldn't even get to him and administer sedatives.
State budget cuts have forced many of Portland's mental health facilities to close.
Guys like Jay slip through the cracks because he's borderline. He's bipolar. Mostly it's methamphetamine psychosis, which I believe is the result of all of his problems. It's when he uses, he gets like this.
Now, for better or worse, the county jail is also used as a mental hospital.
I'm going to recommend 45 days because of this behavior. It'll be here most definitely because he'll be on the, he'll be getting psychiatric care here.
When the mentally ill are out of control, they are sent here, cell block 4D, the psychiatric ward. It's home to the 10 most extreme cases of mental illness on any given night.
You need to pull yourself under control, okay?
Tonight, the Deputy Bledsoe works on the unit alone. It's his job to make sure that none of the inmates in the unit harm themselves or anyone else.
You got to read these people. Sometimes they'll be fine in 1 minute, and next minute they'll just snap, and they'll be on you. Very assaulting. The majority of your staff assaults occur in this unit.
For safety, the cell doors are locked at meal times. Bledsoe serves their trays through a narrow food port.
Hot tray. There you go, man. Enjoy.
And when it's time to hand out medication, he escorts the nurse to discourage misbehavior.
Yo.
Most of them refuse to take medication. They're the feces eaters, the flutters, the ones that are really combative, the ones that are way out there. And we can't force medicate them, so this is where they go.
One inmate called Parish George also claims he didn't receive his breakfast this morning. He's been eating his own feces ever since. Bledsoe calls the duty sergeant and asks for a deputy to be posted outside his cell to prevent any further self-harm.
His assignment is suicide watch. He'll just sit there and check on him every 15 minutes until it's a constant watch.
All the deputies can do now is wait and watch. But most inmates don't harm themselves. They're actually afraid of being assaulted by other, more violent inmates.
There's always a chance that you come out this door that you're going to be confronted. There's always a threat of violence. Whether you're going out to use the phones, whether you're getting your meal, whether you're going to rec, it's always a possibility. Ain't nobody talking to you. You heard what I said. I mean, I'm not a troublemaker. I just keep it simple. I don't really start trouble and stuff, but I do defend myself.
Drug addict Miranda Harris is only going to be here for another day until her court date. But that already seems too long to wait.
I could deal with isolation. I can deal with the nasty food. I can deal with all of that. It's what it represents that's driving me crazy.
Miranda claims she was committed to legal studies until she was arrested for possession of cocaine. Now she's an inmate sharing a cell the size of a bathroom with a woman whose crime she doesn't even know. Their only activities, sleeping, reading, and some daily recreation.
Hey, dinner time, ladies. Want to open up your door? Why don't you come out and get your trays?
At mealtime, Miranda has 15 minutes to eat.
We had greens, we had this one piece of meat, and this a piece of cake. I miss my vegetables. The food still sucks, and nobody's heard of salt and pepper here. Yeah, this is gross.
Tomorrow morning, she'll ask the judge to let her return to rehab, even though she's already dropped out several times. She couldn't handle the program's strict rules before, but now she wants one more chance.
I'm trying to avoid prison. You know, if I'm terminated from this program, I wind up on probation, I have to do more jail time. And really, I'm not even concerned about that as it is keeping a felony on my record. Having a felony on my record, I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that, and that disturbs my goals to finish my paralegal studies.
If she can't convince the court she's ready to build a better life for herself and her daughter, her future may be behind bars. The graveyard shift on Sunday night, but there's no rest or peace here. It's been so busy that there are too many new inmates for too few cells. The waiting room and the jail are filled to bursting. And Duty Sergeant Gorton is about to do something that does not come naturally. Let some inmates go.
All right, the count is 673 in the building. We've ordered a matrix list. Once we release those people, we have no more room. We're gonna go over our count.
To the left?
So if we go over count, we go over count. There's nothing we can do about it. We've released everybody that we can release that's not gonna be a danger to society.
Everybody stand up, grab your papers and clothes, we'll come on back.
Overcrowding forces Gorton to actually release detainees back onto the street. It happens so often that the jail has developed a system to deal with it. It's called matrixing, and it helps officers determine which inmates pose the least threat to public safety.
Did I get it right?
Every crime is given a number. The highest numbers are for serious crimes. The lowest for minor offenses like trespassing. The inmates with the lowest numbers get out first. Most drug possession charges are non-violent, so users are often among the first released.
Stop by the R.